What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Leo coming to you guys with yet another video. I know I've been kind of gone for the last couple of days. I've been kind of taking like a mental break till they come back and everything like that. Plus, I was dealing with that storm, so it kind of took a toll on me as well. But um, I am back. So I wanted to give you guys my predictions for SummerSlam this Saturday. SummerSlam. I'm looking forward to. I think they have a lot of great matches going to be on the card that I think a lot of people can agree they're looking forward to. There might be a few matches, not so much, but we will get into that still. And I'm going to give you guys my predictions, what I think is going to happen, and where I think it could lead to. So we're going to get into it. The first match for the Intercontinental Championship, we have Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. I know a lot of people wanted to see Ilya Dragunov in this match, myself included. I think he would have made a great addition to this match, in all honesty. But we did see last week on Raw, we did get a number one contenders match to see who would face Sammy for the Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam. Then Braun Breaker did go on to win it via ref stoppage, so he did get the win. So now he will be facing Sami Zayn once again for the Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam. He did have a match recently, a couple weeks ago, at Money in the Bank, but unfortunately he was not able to get the win. And I was very shocked by that. And I wasn't really shocked at the him losing. It's just the way he lost. They've been building him up as being like this new monster in the WWE, and for the fact that the matter is, you went out there with Sammy, and for one, it really felt like the crowd wasn't really buying into him or really paying much attention to him. I guess since he's still is like new on the roster, so it's taken a lot of time for a lot of the fans to get used to him and what he's capable of doing. So I would like to see Braun Breaker get the win, but at Money in the Bank, but they didn't give it to him. And like I said, I was very shocked because it wasn't him losing, it's just the way he lost in the sense of he lost to one Haluva kick. Now, the way they were booking him, I think if he was going to lose, he should have been able to take at least 2 to 3 to really be able to put him away. But one, it kind of just diminished a little bit, him a little bit in the sense of everything that they've been building up until that point. But now that they have them again at SummerSlam, my prediction for this match, I think Braun Breaker has to win this. If Braun Breaker does not win it, I think it's pretty much easy to say that he might be done because they kind of have booked themselves into a situation once again where they have to put the title on him. It's like a now or never situation. And we know that they can put the title on him because if we look at what happened on Raw last week, we already said, Braun won his number one contendership match. But later in the show, we had Sami Zayn and Jey Uso versus Finn Balor and JD McDonough, who are your current tag team champions. And they did get the win over the tag team champions. And it seems like they're setting things up for a potential match at some point where we do see Jey Uso and Sami go against the tag team champions for the tag team titles. And on top of that, we know Jey Uso is going to probably get involved in this bloodline story at some point down the line. And who's to say that Sami Zayn can't be involved in that too, because he does have some history with the bloodline. He was somewhat technically an OG of the bloodline when they were running Rush Hour things last year and stuff like that before he turned. So you have that story there too. So you can easily have another thing for him to do if he does drop the title, which I think he needs to. He can't be involved in these other stories if he's still the Intercontinental Champion. He cannot be involved in the Bloodline stuff while he's Intercontinental Champion because it would make the title feel less important because he's not going to be defending it because he's really focused on everything going on in the Bloodline. So you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot if you have him retain here. So, who do I think is going to win? Braun Breaker to become your new Intercontinental Champion. The next match for the United States Championship, we have Logan Paul versus LA Knight. I think it's safe to say LA Knight has to win this one. Logan, he hasn't defended. His is about to be his third title defense, and he's held the title for over 261 days, almost 300 days at this point. He needs to drop that title. At first, it was cool because we know that with what they're doing, what WWE is trying to do, they were trying to get more eyes on the product and stuff like that. And if you look at Logan Paul, even though he has a lot of backlash surround his name, but you still cannot deny that he is a draw in the grand scheme of things when you look at the things that he does outside the WWE from his podcast and when he was doing boxing and stuff like that. So he has a lot of fan bases that can really be brought into the WWE to see what Logan Paul is doing, what storylines he's in, and stuff like that. So they kind of did that aspect of it okay. But the thing is, him not defending the title. We already had to deal with Roman Reigns not defending the title that much. Then we had to deal with simply um redacted not doing the same thing. So we're in an era now where we really can't afford to have these part-time champions if they're not going to be defending the titles like that. Look what happened. Logan Paul won the title last year at, I think, Crown Jewel, if I'm not mistaken, against Rey Mysterio. And look at that point. We were not seeing either the world title on TV because Roman was still champion at that time, and we had Logan Paul, who was not around like that either. So we were pretty much without two champions on SmackDown. Now, with world title was on, when the world title was on the show, we needed that U.S. championship to be used so somebody can step up and take up the space, that the void that Roman Reigns left while he was gone as champion. And then we gave it to Logan Paul, and he did the same thing. My thing that I give a pass to Roman for is because for a while during his reign, he was there every week. He was there every week defending that championship on pretty much every pay-per-view that they were doing. So I gave him past that, and he's earned it. He's earned his spot now to where he can kind of be able to take time off, because for one, he has earned it from all the years that he has put in to get up to this point. Plus, he has health issues, so you have to give him a pass. You want him to be safe. He's one of your biggest stars in the entire company, so you want to protect your investment with all costs, making sure that they're safe and healthy. So I give a pass to pretty much Roman. I can say the same thing for Redacted. You guys know, if you guys don't know who that is, that's Brock Lesnar. But they have earned it because of the years that they have put in to get to that point. Logan Paul is pretty much new to the roster, and he's already taken time off. Like, no, you have to earn stuff like that. You cannot just be given the favoritism, given the keys to the kingdom, and you have not earned it. So that's my thing with Logan Paul. We do know Logan Paul is a great wrestler. Don't get me wrong. Logan Paul is a great wrestler when he's in the ring. Don't get me wrong. But LA Knight needs this. If he doesn't win, I don't know what else you do with him, because it's almost like a last straw type of situation, because he came up short at Money in the Bank last year, right? He didn't win the U.S. Championship in that tournament last year. He didn't. Um, he didn't win Money in the Bank this year. He he didn't win the WWE Championship last year. And this is pretty much the last straw for him, so he has to win it. So my prediction, and new United States champion, LA Knight. On to the next match that we're going to be talking about for the WWE Women's Championship. We have Bayley versus Nia Jax. Props to Nia Jax, because since she's came back, she has been killing it. She has elevated herself to a whole new level, and I'm all for it. We know Nia Jax, she's earned this match by winning Queen of the Ring to earn her shot against Bayley at SummerSlam this year. These two have a history going back to NXT. The NXT days, they had a match which Bayley won. Bayley won with, I think, using like a guillotine on Nia. So she got the win there. And we did see on SmackDown, even though it was pre-taped, Nia Jax did get the win in their tag team match, because it was not Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton versus Mia Yim and Bayley. And pretty much, Bayley was pretty much in a handicap situation because they kind of took out Mia Yim right before the match, and stuff like when she was making her entrance. So it was kind of a handicap match. So Bayley had to pretty much go in it alone, and that ended up costing her in the grand scheme of things. So we have that match. I think, if you want to be honest, I think Nia does need it, because I think that I don't have a problem with Bayley retaining. It's just her reign right now hasn't really been the best to watch. It's kind of been lackluster, in the sense of they haven't really been doing much with her and putting a lot of emphasis on her as the champion, putting a lot of emphasis on her matches, her stories, and stuff like that. I feel like they could have had something if they would have kept Damage Control on the same brand, because I think you could have prolonged that feud just a little bit before you got into other stories with Tiffany and Nia and stuff like that, which could have been saved for like later this year, heading into like, Bad Blood and Survivor Series and stuff like that. You could have saved that for, something like that. Or maybe if you wanted to hold off until like we get to WrestleMania season, do it some point down that road. So there are different options that they could have done, but Bayley did win at Mania. I'm gonna say Nia Jax is going to probably become your new women's champion. Either I could see two scenarios happen. Either Nia Jax wins and Tiffany cashes in, or Bailey, wins, but after a grueling match, of course, and then we see Tiffany cash in. But the only reason why I'm kind of not really going for a cash in right now, because she hasn't really debuted her new briefcase yet, and I think when she does, you want to keep that briefcase around just a little bit before you see her cash it in. So, and plus, that briefcase is gonna sell. Let's be honest. So you want her to hold that briefcase for like, a little bit so people can kind of see it. But imagine, and I was talking about this on Meet Us in the Ring last night. Shout out to them for having me on. We were talking about, imagine she comes out with the briefcase at SummerSlam when she goes to cash in. That would get a huge pop. And let's be honest, those sales that night for that briefcase would go through the roof. Let's be honest. It would go through the roof. People would be buying it left and right, left and right. Like that probably would be sold the same night they go on sale. So, I wouldn't be mad if they were to do that. Tiffany, I think, would I be mad if she won? No, but I think you want to kind of build it up just a little bit more. You kind of want to build it up just a little bit more because they're telling something with Tiffany and Nia. And I think the way they're going to tell the story is Nia, she could win the championship, and you can have the situation where maybe she does cash in on Nia, and she's kind of berating her a little bit. She's saying, "Don't cash in on me, don't cash in on me." She might say something that Tiffany doesn't like, and she snaps and she goes full babyface, because we know, and when it comes down to those two, people are going to be pro Tiffany before anybody is team Nia. Even though you're going to have some people that love Nia Jax, myself included. But when it comes down to that feud, I'm going to be rooting for Tiffany Stratton because she is the up-and-comer who can be a huge star in this. I've seen other people say maybe at whoever wins this match, we get the return of Charlotte Flair. I know they've been teasing that for quite a while. She's been teasing on her social medias that she's either close to returning or about to return. So, that could happen at SummerSlam, and that can set her up for probably a match with somebody at the next show or something. So there's different, surprises they could take here. I don't know which one they're gonna go with, but if for the sake of this video, who I'm going to have become your new women's champion, I'm gonna say Nia Jax. On to the next match for the World Heavyweight Championship. We have Damian Priest versus Gunther. At first, I would say I wasn't invested in this feud, but over the last 2 weeks or so, they have definitely got me more invested into this feud, to where I want to see what these two can do. We know Damian Priest, his history, he can really go in that ring when he's given the green light. We know Gunther is pretty much a matchmaking machine. He can go with pretty much anybody and make them look good. So this is pretty much going to be Damian Priest's toughest challenge to date, going up against Gunther. Now, you can say Gunther can win this, right? And I see a situation where they're probably going to give it to him because I see, Triple H loves Gunther, right? He loves Gunther. But the thing is, he just came off a long reign with the Intercontinental Championship, and I don't know if they're going to put a title on him just as soon as he loses his Intercontinental Championship. He lost it at Mania, he won the King of the Ring, and now he's changing for the world title. And then Damian Priest, his whole story is where he wants to prove himself. He wants to prove that he is no flash in the pan, that he's no one-hit wonder. He wants to prove why he is the champion. He wants to get a definitive win because, if we're being honest, a lot of his championship matches that he's had up until this point, it has been involved controversy to where people are looking at Damian Priest and say he cannot win on his own. So now he is in a situation where he could go out there and prove a lot of people wrong and show himself that he can be the world champion and show everybody else that he can actually win a match on his own. That's the story that they're going to be telling in this match. Can he win on his own? Does he have to rely on the Judgment Day again? There's going to be some different scenarios that you're going to be looking forward to in this match. But I think with the way they've been booking this feud so far, I think Damian Priest, for the most part, Damian Priest has pretty much, he's been getting the upper hand, so to speak, but Gunther has pretty much been, belittling Priest, talking about his past, and, and everything like that. So I think Damian Priest, in the sense of that, he needs to get his get back on that aspect. So I think, as much as I want to see Gunther win it, and if he wins it, I would not be upset about it at all, because I think they're about to have this story where it's going to be probably Damian and Finn Balor. That's going to probably be taking place at Bad Blood. So maybe Finn Balor gets involved here. Maybe. Because I don't see Damian beating Gunther clean. I think if he does beat Gunther, it's going to be with some shenanigans and stuff like that. So maybe they do that and then they could run it back at Bash and Berlin and Gunther wins there. Because the only way Gunther wins is if Judgment Day get involved. So either Judgment Day help Priest and he retains, or Judgment Day help or try to help Priest, but it cost him, and Gunther picks up the pieces and he wins the match. So either way, whoever wins this match, Judgment Day is going to play a factor. So, and if I'm going to say this match, I'm going to say Damian Priest does retain. In the next match we're going to be talking about is for the WWE Undisputed Championship. We have Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa. Cody Rhodes winning. Solo does not need to win it. I was making jokes on Meet Us in the Ring, and they were just dying laughing. I was too. I was pretty much calling Solo Bowser. I was calling Solo the Hitman, calling him Hitman because the that trench coat he had on Friday's Night SmackDown last week. I've been calling him so many different names. I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's gonna probably be some shenanigans, of course. I can see a situation where Jimmy comes out, then maybe Roman comes out, and that kind of evens the odds somewhat. Or maybe Cody does win it, and then the Bloodline gets involved, and then that's where we see Jimmy, then Jay. Maybe they debut another member of the Bloodline to help them. So we will see. But Cody Rhodes is retaining. Like I just don't see Solo Sikoa winning this match. I'm sorry. The next match that we're going to be talking about is for the Women's World Championship. We have Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. This story has pretty much been going on for over 2 years at this point, if we're looking at the entire story. But this is definitely going to be one of, I think, a lot of people's most intrigued matches that they're looking forward to on SummerSlam, myself included. I think this is going to be a good match. I really do. I think, you have a different version of Liv Morgan, who wants to go out there and show everybody that she is a different side of her, and really just shut everybody up and show everybody, Rhea Ripley, she just came back. She's been trying to get her hands on Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan's been dodging her. And I think Liv Morgan is going to retain here. I don't think Rhea Ripley is going to win here. I could see a situation where Rhea Ripley wins maybe down the line. I think, if we're being honest, I think when you see Rhea Ripley win it, I think it might be either at Bad Blood or at WrestleMania. Those are the two scenarios where I see her winning the title back. You can have, the reason why I say Bad Blood, if she wins at Bad Blood, you can have Liv Morgan do a story or getting her redemption arc back to the title. She wins the Royal Rumble and then faces Rhea at Mania and then she wins it. Or pretty much Liv beats her at SummerSlam and Bad Blood. Rhea has to go through the entire women's division and scratch her claw way back to the title, and she wins it at Mania. So either one of those stories can work. But I think Liv Morgan's winning this one, and I think Dominic is probably going to play a factor in this match because you've been telling that story. Which side is Dominic really on? It seemed like he was on Rhea Ripley's side, pretty much, with her on Raw last week. He pretty much went in on Liv Morgan, making her cry, and then and pledging his allegiance to Rhea Ripley. So I think they're going to be telling that story. Maybe it was just like to swerve everybody to take some of the heat off Dominic, to where when he does turn on Rhea, because I think he might turn at SummerSlam, it will be a moment that the fans that are in attendance and the fans that are watching didn't see coming. That's what I think they're trying to do. If they don't have Dominic turn on Rhea, I see a situation where Finn Balor gets involved. I can see a situation where Finn Balor gets involved where it looks like Rhea Ripley could probably have this match won. And somebody, trips her or whatever. Nobody knows who it is, and then the camera slowly, it pans over, and it's Finn Balor. That's the one that pretty much betrayed the Judgment Day, or so to speak, and tripped her, allowing Liv Morgan to pick up the win by hitting the Oblivion for the 1, 2, 3. So I do see some. I think both world title matches that involve on Raw for the Women's Championship and the world title are probably going to be heavily involved in Judgment Day. It seems likely, because Judgment Day, if you look at it, only Priest has really been on Team Rhea Ripley. Has only been the one that has really been really loyal to Rhea Ripley this entire time she's been gone. Dominic, he's kind of been playing the field a little bit. He's kind of indecisive. He doesn't know what to do. He's saying he's with Rhea, but some of the stuff acts that he's been doing, it looks like he's with Liv. And we know Finn Balor and JD McDonough might have a little bit more to do with Liv Morgan than we think. Because if we're being honest, they have kind of somewhat looked like they have pledged their allegiance to Liv Morgan. Because if we want to be honest about it, Finn Balor took the hotel key a couple weeks ago. He's pretty much, because of Liv Morgan, he and JD are tag team champions. And he told Priest, you should be thanking Liv because we are tag team champions because of her. You can have a situation where Finn Balor helps Liv Morgan retain at SummerSlam, and you start to see the formation of this new Judgment Day group that they're doing with where it might be Liv, Finn, and JD, and then some point down the line we have Dominic coming in, and then maybe Carlito or something like that. So we're seeing the beginning of the tides turning in Liv Morgan's favor as taking over the Judgment Day for herself. So I think we're going to see some more teases of that or some actual evidence of that at SummerSlam. So who I think is going to win? Liv Morgan will retain the Women's World Championship. And the next match, which is probably it's not gonna be an event, but this is the last match on the card. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre with special guest referee Seth freaking Rollins. If you look at the story, I mean CM Punk, he got injured at the Royal Rumble, looked like he was gonna win it. Drew won the title at Mania, then he got cost by CM Punk, allowing Priest to cash in to win the title. He's pretty much been going back and forth with Punk. Punk has cost him numerous opportunities to become champion. He told him, he made a promise to him, as long as I have breath in my lungs, I will make sure you do not win that championship. And so far, he has been right about everything he said. He made sure he didn't win at Clash of the Castle when he was in his hometown because he was the referee and pretty much screwed him over. Then he drew one Money in the Bank, which he didn't need to, but he won it nonetheless. And then he got screwed by Punk once again and failed his cash in. So Drew, in honesty, he needs to get back, but he does have that bracelet, so that's going to be an interesting story that they're going to be telling. But with this match being said, with Seth Rollins somewhat having beef with both of these guys, it makes it more intriguing. But in my personal opinion, I think CM Punk is losing this match. I think if you go back to what CM Punk said to Seth right after Money in the Bank, because Seth was about to win the championship, but then Punk kind of screwed him over. And then what happened? CM Punk says, I'm sorry that I screwed you out of your moment, but you're Seth Rollins. Did I really feel sorry for screwing out of your moment? Seth can still remember that, and he screws Punk, and he says, I'm sorry that you didn't get your hands on Drew McIntyre, but you're CM Punk. So I really don't care. And he can also kind of go back to what he was saying a couple weeks ago, that your actions are going to have consequences. And the consequences could be him losing his match at SummerSlam. So I think there is a situation where that's going to happen. So my pick for this match will be Drew McIntyre winning this match, because I think they're going to stretch this feud out probably till Bad Blood, and then from there you can do CM Punk versus Seth Rollins going from there, because I think we're literally looking at the two feuds that CM Punk will be having probably throughout the rest of this year leading into 2025. So that's my prediction. I don't know how Drew wins. Maybe Seth uses a low blow, possibly. We'll see. I wonder what Seth Rollins' attire is going to look like. That's going to be intriguing. I'm pretty much it's going to be something outlandish, of course, because it's Seth Rollins, of course. But no disrespect to him. I love Seth Rollins' drip, okay? It's unmatched. But that's my predictions. Let me comment down below. Let me know your predictions for SummerSlam this Saturday. Who you guys have winning? Why do you have them winning? Let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Let's have a discussion about it. On the road to 250 subscribers, but the ultimate goal is 10K by the end of this year. I say this in all my videos. Once I do hit 10K, I will do a giveaway with one of my lucky subscribers. Will have the opportunity to win a WWE Championship from WWE Shop. So you don't have the opportunity to start your collection, add to your collection, whatever the case may be. Subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. You can always change your mind in the future, but why would you want to do that? Pretty much trying to give you guys daily wrestling content. Then also hit that like button. It helps on the algorithm so more people can see what I'm doing over here on YouTube as my channel gets pushed across the platform. Super kick that like button and everything like that. Superman punch that post notification bell so every time I post a video, whether it's a reaction video, prediction video, rant video, live stream, any type of video, you can be in the loop of things when I do drop that video. And spear that subscribe button. That takes 3 seconds out of the day to do those 3 things for me. Go do those things. I appreciate it. It helps on the progression of my channel. I appreciate every single one of you guys that come in and tune into my videos. You guys make it all worth it. But that's the end of the video, you guys. Hope everybody has a great day, a great week, and I'll see you guys in the next video.